Hi, this is Dr. Tamra Harville, and I'm going to talk to you about fallacies in arguments, what they are, and how to locate them and identify them. A fallacy is just an error in the argument. Some people say that it's similar to the word false, but it doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means it's a fallacy. It could be used as a tool to direct the audience away from a point or to manipulate them. So once you recognize them, you'll probably see them more often. There are two main categories: evasions that are dodging the issue and trying to distract you, and then oversimplifications that are trying to hide or ignore the deeper issues so that they can make it superficial. So let's go into these. The evasions that we're going to cover are begging the question, non sequitur, red herring, false authority, snob appeal or flattery, bandwagon, argument ad populum, which means to the people, and argument ad hominem, which means to the man. So, begging the question, this acts as though the result has already been proven or that the opinion's already been disproven from the very beginning. It's also been called a circular argument because there's no real answer. It just can keep going around in circles. For an example, an attorney asks the defendant, "So, how did it feel to murder your wife?" And if the man said, "Oh, well, it felt horrible," he just admitted then that he murdered his wife. So it's already assuming that, or proving or disproving that he murdered his wife. Or the fact is that political campaign financing is too corrupt to be reformed. So that begs the question of how corrupt is the campaign financing? Or is it really too much for the possibility of reform? So I'm going to show a video of circular reasoning or circular argument, which means there's no resolution. This is a clip from the movie Idiocracy.
With his options running out, Joe took a bold step. He would not get out of the way. This time, he would lead.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
But Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops.
Yes.
Water. Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look. The plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
Well, I've never seen no plants grow out of no toilet.
Hey, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest guy in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, look. You want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why do they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
So as you can see, that can be quite the experience. It just keeps going around in circles and circles. The next one, the non sequitur, is illogically connecting two ideas together and making assumptions that shouldn't be there. For example, she uses a wheelchair, so she must be unhappy. It's just making the assumption that she's unhappy just because she's in a wheelchair, but she may actually be the happiest person and not allowing the wheelchair to affect her. Or Kathleen Newsom has my vote for mayor because she has the best run campaign organization. Well, just because her campaign is well organized doesn't mean that she personally is and is going to be the best mayor. So for our non sequitur, we have these synonyms. Synonyms.
Despicable Me has come to IHOP with new creations served with all your favorites. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
Come hungry, leave happy. That is making the assumption that the only thing keeping you from being happy is food. Okay, a red herring is leading the audience away from the main issue by distracting them. So the reason they call it a red herring is because a red herring is a fish. And if you hunt with dogs and say you're hunting after, I don't know, let's just say it's a squirrel, I don't know, and the squirrel runs across a creek. When the dogs reach that creek, the smell of the fish is stronger, and so they can't find that scent again. It leads them away. The smell of the fish leads them away from what they're doing. So that's why they call it a red herring. So in this example, we have the son that says, "Wow, Dad, it's really hard making a living on my salary." And the father says, "Well, consider yourself lucky, son. When I was your age, I only made $40 a week." So that's taking the attention away from the current cost of living by running something else in front of them. So here is our red herring.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamonds. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
I have no idea how many topics they actually bring in between the main point of Old Spice and the argument they're trying to make about it. Go buy it. But yeah, that's what a red herring is. Okay, a false authority is using an expert opinion from someone who's not an expert. One of these is, for example, the Got Milk campaign. And it's using all sorts of celebrities or sports people and giving them a milk mustache. Of course, it's not really milk, but giving them a milk mustache and getting a quote. So for this one, this is Hayden Panettiere, I think, and she played in a TV show a long time ago called Heroes. She was the cheerleader. And it says, "Smash hit by Hayden, body by milk. You don't have to be a hero to feel invincible. That's why I drink milk. The protein helps build muscle, and some studies suggest teens who choose it tend to be leaner. Cheers to that." She's not an expert on this, though, and she may never drink milk in her life. Just because she already looks good doesn't mean that it's milk, right? So that's using an expert opinion from someone who's not an expert. Another one is a statement that Tom Cruise had made. I believe he was on Oprah Winfrey's show, and he said that psychology is a pseudoscience. But he's not an expert in psychology. Next, we have the snob appeal or flattery, and this is appealing to the audience to wish to be like others in the area or be like themselves. For example, if somebody said, "As any literate person knows, James Joyce is the best 20th century novelist." So what makes him the best? They didn't say. They just want to make it seem like if you want to be literate, you're going to agree with them whether you know or not. Or Blake Lively has an account at Big City Bank, and so should you. So this is celebrity endorsement, but it doesn't guarantee that the product's worthy. So here's a false authority or snob appeal.
Hey guys, Justin Bieber here. There are some things that just come with being a teenager. Your feet grow like crazy. I can't stop that. The hormones kick in. I don't want to stop that. And then there's zits. I can't stop that. That's why I use Proactive. Because there's no way I'm going to let a bunch of zits get in my way. I used to think that Proactive was only for the hardcore cases. Guess what? It's also just right for kids like me. It's totally easy. It's like 1, 2, 3, done. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's pretty chill. Hey, what's up, guys? Justin Bieber here. We're behind the scenes of the Proactive shoot. We got my boys back here. We're all playing ball, having fun. And, it always feels good coming out here. You got clear skin, Proactive. Keep it going. Make sure you use it. I'm going to go play ball.
So what did they tell you about the product? Just that it's 3 steps and that it's for zits. Pretty much nothing else. It's all depending on him being an authority on it. Next is the bandwagon. This is where everybody else is doing it. I'm sure you've said this sometime in your life. So everybody knows marijuana leads to heroin addiction. Where's the evidence behind that? I know a lot of potheads who've never ever tried heroin nor wants to, right? Everyone can agree that minimum wage needs to be raised to $11 an hour. Of course, these are old. I'm sure it's already at $11 an hour when you're watching this, but some may disagree. Everybody has the new iPhone 24 just because they have one that you want doesn't mean everybody has one, right? So this is the bandwagon. Everybody agrees.
You love Mazzio's Pizza, and you love Mazzio's Wing Run Wings. Now, love wings on pizza. Introducing Mazzio's new Wing Run Pizza, made the Mazzio's way, with fresh dough and sauce made daily, and topped with 100% real cheeses. Then loaded up with craveable, boneless wings. Choose from 3 flavor combinations. Wings or pizza? No, wings on pizza. New Wing Run Pizzas. Everybody loves Mazzio's.
Does everybody love Mazzio's, though? All right, let's go on. Argument ad populum, to the people. This is appealing to the reader's values, such as patriotism, family, things like that. We hear this in politics a lot. For example, any true patriotic American will support the president's action. It's like, really? Why does the action need to be taken? Just because we're patriotic Americans doesn't mean we have to abide by that, right? Or he's a parent and he's protecting his children, the American people. How does the way the president leads the country relate to being a parent? Because if he's my parent, I want my allowance. So, to the people. Appealing to people.
Tell me, what is Oklahoma Technical
A
College all about?
commercial. Let's
What we like to
avoid
pride
the
ourselves on is
commercial
more of a
and
focus-driven
skip
education.
now. Sorry.
If this is how your child feels after losing you for a minute, just imagine if they lost you for life.
So that is about quitting smoking, but it appeals to us, our emotions, to us as parents, or if we've lost a parent or a family member. It's about smoking cigarettes. It's not about children. Neither he is a really good actor or they traumatize that poor little boy. Okay, argument ad hominem is attacking the opponent rather than the opponent's arguments. This happens quite often. One of the scientists has been treated for emotional problems, so his pessimism about nuclear waste merits no attention. It's like, well, do the scientist's previous emotional problems invalidate his current views? What does, how his personal life is merit attention to what his regular life is or his political life? He filed bankruptcy 3 times. How can he allow him to control our budget? Well, the president alone does not control the budget. A team does. So just because their personal life is one thing doesn't mean that's how they apply it to everything else. Okay.
So I talked to a psychic.
Another
and I wanted to tell you guys
commercial.
about it.
We are transferring you to your psychic.
And let's skip.
I think there's a really good chance that Sarah Palin could be president. And I think that's a really scary thing because I don't know anything about her. I don't think in 8 weeks I'm going to know anything about her. I know that she was a mayor of a really, really small town. And she's the governor of Alaska for less than 2 years. I just don't understand. I think the pick was made for political purposes, but in terms of governance, it's a disaster. You do the actuary tables, it's a 1 out of 3 chance, if not more, that McCain doesn't survive his first term, and it'll be President Palin. And it really, we were just talking about it earlier. It's like a really bad Disney movie. The hockey mom. Oh, I'm just a hockey mom from Alaska, and she's the president, and it's like she's facing down Vladimir Putin, and using the folksy stuff she learned at the hockey rink. It's absurd. It's totally absurd, and I don't understand why more people aren't talking about how absurd it is. It's a really terrifying possibility. The fact that we've gotten this far and we're that close to this being a reality is crazy. crazy. Did she really? I need to know if she really thinks dinosaurs were here 4,000 years ago. That's an important. I want to know that. I really do, because she's going to have the nuclear codes. I want to know if she thinks dinosaurs were here 4,000 years ago, or if she banned books or tried to ban books. We can't have that.
Tell us how you really feel. So yeah, this is attacking Sarah Palin, who was running for president or vice president with McCain, and of course they didn't win. But yeah, he's like attacking all these personal things about her, but has nothing to say about her policies that she's trying to put into place or anything about how she would run the presidency. Okay, oversimplifications include hasty generalization, sweeping generalization, reduction fallacy, post hoc fallacy, and either or fallacy. We're going to breeze through these really fast. The hasty generalization is just jumping to a conclusion without enough evidence. For example, it is disturbing that several of the youths who shot up schools were users of violent video games. Obviously, these games can breed violence and they should be banned. So just because there's a few cases doesn't support the claim. It means that, maybe they played video games that were violent, but so did I, and I'm not shooting up anything, right? All right, so here's a hasty generalization.
Hey, Mr. Smith, want to try out my time machine? It runs on Doritos.
Sure. So now what?
Gotta put the whole bag in.
Okay.
Yes.
It's really working, Jimmy! This is the greatest moment of my life! Get out of my yard! Jimmy, you're so old. It's the future!
So just because he has the same color of clothes, is in the same place, yeah, that's jumping to conclusions. A sweeping generalization is claiming something based on no support. It usually is about stereotypes to make an assumption, and it's not supported by any evidence. For example, people who live in cities are unfriendly, or Californians are fad crazy, women are emotional. So let's see what kind of sweeping generalization we have.
Hello, I'd like to order french fries, a burger, and a milkshake. This is a library. I'd like to order french fries, a burger, and a milkshake.
So this is a commercial about Mercedes-Benz. But it's, the dumb blonde. Alrighty. A reductive fallacy is an oversimplification of reducing relationship between a cause and effect that may not be linked at all. For example, poverty causes crime. Well, if so, why do people who are not poor commit crimes? Or why aren't all poor people committing crimes? Or the better a school's athletic facilities are, the worse its academic programs are. So that's assuming that they have a correlation between each other, that if they're either going to have better sports or better academics, but not both. So here's your reductive fallacy. A commercial. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Ernie? Hey, Ernie.
Oh, hi, Bert.
Yes, hey, Ernie, you know that you have a banana in your ear?
What was that, Bert?
I said you have a banana in your ear, Ernie. Bananas are food. They are to eat, not to put in your ear, Ernie.
What'd you say, Bert?
Will you just take that banana out of your ear?
I'm sorry, you'll have to speak a little louder, Bert. I can't hear you. I have a banana in my ear.
This is the one that you're really supposed to be seeing.
Ernie.
Oh, hi, Bert.
You still have that banana in your ear.
What?
I said you still have that banana in your ear.
Yeah, Bert, I know.
You know, Ernie, why is that banana still in your ear?
Listen, Bert. I use this banana to keep the alligators away.
Alligators? Ernie, there are no alligators on Sesame Street.
Right. It's doing a good job, isn't it, Bert?
So, yeah. Our next one is the post hoc fallacy. It's where one event precedes another, so therefore it caused it. No, that's not true. Simply because something happened before the other doesn't mean they're connected. For example, the town council erred in permitting the adult bookstore to open, for shortly afterward 2 women were assaulted. So that's making the assumption that just because an adult store was open, it caused that crime. This would be saying something like, oh, I brushed my teeth and then we had an earthquake, so I can't brush my teeth anymore or we'll have another earthquake.
Well, that thing's clearly in the way. All right. Aha!
Joey, how you doing?
Great. Roomie?
Yeah, I guess we are roommates now.
Yeah. Well, now that you bring it up, our fridge is broken. We have to get a new one. I checked around, and your half is $400. Thanks a lot.
I'm not paying for half of that. I'm only staying here until my apartment gets fixed.
Look, Rich, my parents bought this fridge just after I was born. Okay? Now, I have never had a problem with it. Then you show up and it breaks. What does that tell you?
That refrigerators don't live as long as people?
And I think this is our last one, the either or fallacy. This is assuming that there's one side or the other 100%, but there's no gray area in between the two, which is very rare. Usually we're in the gray area. We're never really the extreme. For example, city police officers are either brutal or corrupt. Means they can't be anything else. They have to be either brutal or corrupt, but most of them are neither. Or either we permit mandatory drug testing in the workplace or productivity will continue to decline. So they may not have any correlation, but they're making it. All right, so here's the last video.
Either you're with us, either you love freedom and with nations which embrace freedom, or you're with the enemy. There's no in between. You're either with us or you're with the enemy. That's clear. I will continue to make that clear.
So either or means, yeah, there's no in between. There's nothing else. It's just you're with or on one side or on the other. And that is it for the fallacies I'm sharing today. I really hope it helped.